Welcome back, everybody, to the Starlight broadcast, yet another Star Wars podcast. As always, I am Ted.
I'm Brad again.
Again, he's Brad. You will notice we don't have cameras this time because I forgot to charge my iPad. That's my bad.
It happens.
Hey, life happens. I had it plugged in, but the brick just was not plugged in to my extension cord.
It's not your fault. You remembered.
It's gravity, really, truly, is the enemy of all things. I hate Isaac Newton, bro.
Number one op.
Because if he hadn't invented gravity, life would be so much cooler.
It would just be the Force.
Exactly. Oh, imagine if he named gravity something way cooler. Like the Force, if it was just called the Force.
Gravity.
Gravity
is gravity trademarked by him? So like, if he called gravity the Force, and George Lucas called the Force, would they be like, wait, you can't do that?
But then what if George Lucas called it gravity instead of the Force? It's called the gravity.
I feel like that doesn't work as well.
But it would, because that would be all we've ever known.
That would be all we know.
Yeah. And then, oh my god, there's an alternate universe where we're having this exact conversation in reverse right now. Holy. That's crazy.
That is nuts.
Yeah.
So, Ted, how you been? What's up? I missed last week. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I was busy.
That's okay. Hey, that's okay, bud. As you know, I covered Star Wars Celebrations by myself.
Yeah.
I would actually, I mentioned it then, but I would love to hear your thoughts and feelings on some of the announced products. Just anything that stood out to you, I would love to get your thoughts on. Because we haven't really had a chance to sit down and talk about it, the two of us.
I gotta look at like a list of what.
Off the top of my head, there was the Star Wars Starfighter was confirmed. We got the Maul TV show. Our first look at I think it's McCann. Rory McCann as Balin.
He looked good.
He looked good.
He looks pretty
angrier.
much like a Sith version of the Hound.
Yeah, he looks angrier than
Yeah, but it is just the picture.
Yeah.
The Maul show, bro. Also, just Sam Witwer.
He might be one of the most knowledgeable people working in the Star Wars universe right now.
He's so good, and I love that he just has not changed out of that jacket.
That's true.
It looks like he's had the jacket on for like 10 plus years. But no, he's awesome. The logo looks sick. One screenshot we got looks awesome. It's Clone Wars animation, right?
Yes.
So
which
it's already
they've really
it's cracked. It's done. Like it's
something
it's at the top.
That I've thought about and noticed with the Clone Wars style.
Mm-hmm.
Is as it has progressed, it has gotten less cartoony.
Yeah.
Which is not bad, but when you compare like what stormtroopers look like in the Clone Wars style compared to like first generation clone troop, I said stormtroopers the first time. Stormtroopers to clone troopers, like first gen, like phase 1, it looks really different. And when you compare like what the newer Bad Batch characters look like compared to like Count Dooku, it's really interesting to see that distinction and that difference. I don't have a problem with it because it's just the way the art style progresses. Like that happened. A really good example of art style progression is, for me at least, is Dragon Ball. Like, it's
just the shading alone.
Yeah, the shading alone, and just he started out very round and bubbly, and he became much more angular. And then actually, after Dragon Ball ended, he ended up going back to a more bubbly, softer approach. The biggest change is that with this 3D style is when you have something that's old, they're tending to keep to that older style and mix it with that newer style. So you have a character that looks with that older style next to a character that has that newer style. When you have Dragon Ball, it's just, since it's an artistic interpretation, he's drawing it at that period of time, the
Yeah.
characters will evolve with the art style. So that's something interesting to note about
Mhm.
with the 3D. I kind of fuck with it
I
though,
I
regardless.
it just looks so good, but I feel like it when you watch the show through like completely, it's like the movies like they mature with you.
Yes.
So like everything kind of getting more realistically scaled and detailed and everything kind of makes it feel more serious a little bit.
Yeah.
Even though
I
Dooku's nose is crazy.
It's very his nose and beard is wild
Yeah.
in the Clone Wars. I don't know if you've I mean you've probably seen this. I don't know if you agree with it though, but there are people who are saying like the correct way to watch Star Wars now is like the Acolyte, then the Phantom Menace, then Attack of the Clones. Sorry. Acolyte, some of Tales of the Jedi, then the Phantom Menace, then Tales of the Jedi, then
Right.
Attack of the Clones, then Tales of the
Right.
Jedi, then the Clone Wars, then Tales of the Jedi, then Revenge of the Sith, then Tales of the Empire, then Solo, then
Probably
Rogue One, then
Tales of the
Tales of the
Underworld at some
Empire,
point
then Tales
now.
of the
Too.
Underworld, and it's like you don't have to do it all in
You know,
chronological order.
no. After your first time viewing the core movies and everything, yeah. Like if you want to watch the 9 movies and then you want to hit just like entire everything chronologically, dude, go for it. But for
Yeah.
your first time viewing Star Wars, no.
Yes. I was
No.
gonna
You
say
should
like
not. No. You can't jump in because the thing with like starting at a different spot is like everything is already pre-established because we already have Star Wars. So if
yeah.
you go into something, say you watch The Acolyte as your first Star Wars anything ever,
Once Darth Plagueis shows up, you have no idea who the fuck that is.
even before you don't know how you don't know what this force thing is called. You don't know about this cult of witches. You don't know what is that giant walking hairy thing. What are these like light blades? Why what there's a red one now? Like what is that? They're trying to Sith what? And it's like but like that's all the stuff you know because it's there when but like it's not going to give you an explanation of what the force is because that's not its purpose because that already happened when the original movies had to set that up. That's just what I think. You know me. I'm always gonna say, if you are just starting to watch Star Wars, release order for the 9 core movies.
I
Start with release
actually
order.
I understand and I don't disagree. I do not disagree. But I've been thinking about this and I've seen stuff about this and
Hmm.
something that has kind of tickled my fancy lately is
Oh,
going 4 5 1 2 3 6 because you get Luke, you get the setup, you get the reveal. It's like holy shit, wait, that's his dad. You get the backstory of Anakin. And then you get the continuation of the confrontation between the two of them.
you think for first time viewing?
First, okay, see, that's where you get me. First time
That's what
viewing,
I'm
I
saying.
don't think so. But I do
I
think that
think
that,
on its own, that is a really cool idea.
right? I would love to
It's
sit down and
interesting to
like binge the
see.
movies in that way.
You see the birth of Vader, and the next movie you see the death of Vader.
Exactly.
Should be very interesting.
Exactly.
Yeah, but again, yeah, like my first time viewing though, that's
It's
it's
even though George
it's gonna
Lucas himself has been like, no, it's supposed to be 1 2 3. I don't think that's. I have to respectfully disagree. You know, again,
me
it's
too.
it's it's the way that when he made 1 2 and 3, even if he didn't intend for it to be, he made that movie knowing that the audience was going to know about the Force, about the
Exactly.
Jedi, about the Sith. Like he knew the audience was going to know all of that. The way
Mhm.
that he describes the Force in the Phantom Menace is a much more it's almost like a much more niche way of explaining it. Like he gets the I'm George, I love you, brother. Midichlorians are just not they're not for me.
They're not it. They're not it.
It's
It
just
just
not
takes away. It just takes away what the Force is. That's all.
I yeah, the
That's
idea of
why.
just the force being this existence between us all, between everything, between the
Binds
rocks and the
us,
trees.
penetrates us.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the way that Obi-Wan describes it in episode 4 and the way Yoda describes it in episode 5, I think are the ideal ways that someone should learn about what the Force is.
It's such a beautiful thing the way it's described in those movies because it
It's
doesn't
so
take too much
natural.
time. Exactly. It's very brief, it's very natural. It's just especially with Obi-Wan. He's like you are Luke in that instance. If this is your first time, you are Luke. You are for the first time being explained what this force is. The force is an energy that surrounds all of us. It binds us together. It penetrates us. It is within us. It links us all together within the galaxy. We can use this force for cool fucking space wizard shit. Come with me, Luke. Use space wizard bullshit.
Or if he actually said that.
That'd be really funny.
Um, and it's like, yeah, like people use it for good, people use it for bad. Like that's just yeah. But going back to Celebration stuff, I think it got announced even before Celebration. But that game, Zero
Oh,
Command,
Zero Company.
Zero Company,
First
dude,
person turn based tactical game.
I'm mad excited about that for some reason. I think I just want because we're D&D people.
Yeah.
Having a turn-based fighting Star Wars game?
Have you
That
seen
sounds
the
sick.
customization for this game as well?
I think so, yeah. And the
Crazy
cinematic
custom.
trailer was pretty cool. It looked pretty sweet. But
I'm
yeah,
I'm I'm weirdly excited for it as well.
Starfighter does look good, even though we've seen nothing. I think just having Gosling in Star Wars is kind of a cool thing. Levy is a pretty good director.
He's
Um,
okay.
he's pretty good.
Like
Yeah,
Free Guy, I didn't love. I didn't finish it.
didn't watch that.
He made. I actually. It's really funny. I looked this up while I was recording that episode by myself. I cut maybe 5 minutes down from that episode of just myself just fucking rambling and taking pauses to look things up. I found out he actually directed all three Night at the Museum movies.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
had the sauce back in the day, dude.
hmm
And then when
Dude,
I
the
like,
first I never saw the third one. First one is like a classic in my house,
yeah,
and
that one's
two
amazing.
I have a soft spot for two. Two is one of the best comedic scenes towards the end, where it's what's his name, Kamun Ra, with Larry.
Oh
He
yeah,
says, "You don't cross this." That whole exchange. I don't know, just the idea of just the premise of those movies are just really fun.
that's a great scene. I don't
But he
remember the third
captured.
one. I definitely have seen it, but I do not remember it at all.
Oh, I didn't see three, but like again, like in those movies, he captured a really cool sense of whimsical magic and like things being like kind of like history being greater than you, and then like appreciating it, but then like like it being in an unfamiliar situation and kind of getting used to it and all that, and that's what Star Wars is kind of like. But just having those like elements that are kind of a little bit more fantastical. He handled it well.
I think so. I just I liked Deadpool and Wolverine, but the more time since, the more I've been like, oh, it was like fun, but there was a lot
hmm
less substance to it. I feel like than the previous ones. They rode a lot
Yeah.
on the
Yeah.
Channing Tatum Gambit. They call me Remy Labo, Diablo Blanc, call me the Gambit. Like I felt like that movie was doing a lot of like, oh, it's
Remy
Deadpool in
Level.
the MCU now. Oh, I am
It
cautiously
was
optimistic for it at this
it
point.
was kind of a transition movie, but in that, I think it was as good as it could have been. The story was like kind of whatever. Um, but it was enjoyable.
Yeah, it was
Uh,
funny.
I like it. It's funny. Like I think the cameos cameos were good. The fact that Remy Labo is staying in the MCU is cool. Also,
Something to note, by the way, though, is I believe Channing Tatum said just because he's in it doesn't necessarily mean he's playing Gambit. Which I do think is him just
true.
being like, oh, it could be something. I do think
It could
he
be
is playing
something else.
Gambit,
Yeah,
but
he loves Gambit too much.
he loves Gambit way too much. It would be
Yeah.
really interesting if it was a fake out and he was just like, especially because we saw the
Who would
portal.
he
We
be?
know he got out. He escaped.
Who would he be, bro?
Um, who would he be?
Gambit, that too.
Yeah, I don't
Ooh, you
know.
know, the way to put this. Um,
I will say real quick for Starfighter, I
yeah,
need that to be like based on the name alone. I need this to be Top Gun Maverick in space. I need them to go
yeah.
balls to the wall crazy with the action and the flight
Dog
scenes. I
fights.
need them to really lock in and
Yeah.
take this up to a level we have not seen in Star Wars. This could be a pivot. There is other stuff I want to talk about, so I don't think it's going to be a pivot, but in Andor episode 1 of season 2, which is the real reason we're here, guys, don't worry.
Yeah,
That
we're having
scene
general.
of Cassian flying that I believe it's the
Oh,
TIE Avenger just
oh,
felt so good to me. It looked
dude.
really clean when he's going through that like, canyon.
Oh, yeah.
I need more of that in a movie because then that will become my new favorite. And I mean this in the best possible way. As long as the action's good, this will be my favorite slot movie of all time. Like it does not need
Or
to
like favorite
be.
non-main episode, maybe.
No, I just mean like this movie can be like mid as fuck. Like I don't care. As long as the action's good, I will glaze this movie so hard. It can be slop. Like that's what I mean. Like it can be like not a good
Like,
movie.
I low-key wish that, like, instead of making the F1 Brad Pitt movie, that the director of Top Gun Maverick would have made this. 'Cause then ship combat and just speed and scale would just be amazing.
I have
But
hope.
like you need a lot of those like I think why a lot of people love one of the best dogfights I think in the franchise now considered is the outside of the shield on Scarif and Rogue One.
Yeah.
Because I think you get a lot of lockdown camera shots on the outside of the ships. You
Yes.
get some like you get the cockpit shots and like you get like all those, but like it's that sense of speed and scale and just damage and all of that just like really makes an impact. So like if this movie's literally called Starfighter, you got you gotta pop off on the ship
You really
fights.
have to. And
Yeah.
I don't I literally I think all we know is the release date and the name and Ryan Gosling. I don't
Yeah.
think we know if he's going to be Rebellion, Resistance, New Republic or if he's going to
Mhm.
be something else. We don't know when this movie's going to be set post Tross, Rise of Skywalker,
Mhm.
pre-sequels, pre-original like we like I would love to see some post Tross stuff now.
Bro, give me some new ships, some new sounds.
That's what I'm saying. Yes, bro. That's what I'm fucking saying. Give me
Mhm.
an advancement in technology. Like I don't want him to be flying an X-wing. As much as I love the
Bro,
X-wing,
give me like a G-wing or something. you know,
yo, hear me
give
out
us
on
another
this.
alphabet wing.
Hear me out on this. He's flying
Okay.
an A-wing. Please, more A-wing rep, please. Please, Tally Lintra, come back. I'm sorry.
um, Pretty good. I think, dude, you know what I want in this? And like, we don't even know who's doing the score yet.
H-wing
Score
would
could
be
be
cool.
big. H would be cool. Something. H wing looks like a TIE fighter though, like literally the shape of an H. But
Oh, fuck, you're right.
dude, if they got, I'm assuming Ludwig is doing the score for the Mando movie, right? Since he
Yes.
did all the seasons. Okay, good. Ludwig, awesome.
I feel like that's I don't think it's confirmed, but it's a safe assumption.
Yeah. If not, dude, if we could get Giacchino back, for
I was
Starfighter.
just thinking that. Yeah.
Hmm. Or give this
Hang on.
give
I think I know what you're about to say.
do you
I don't know.
give this man his first movie score for Star
Kiner?
Wars at least? Kevin Kiner,
Yes, bro.
bro,
Yes, dude.
come on,
He.
bro.
Oh Lord, he did all
Literally
of
one of
Clone
my
Wars.
favorites.
He did all the Clone Wars. He did all the Rebels. He's done all of the Tales
So
of
good.
shows. Um,
Hmm.
actually, dude, wait.
So good. I don't
Uh,
think who did Ahsoka.
I'm looking it up. He did Ahsoka.
He did. Yeah, yeah.
So
So
you
he's only
know,
done shows, but
he's
dude,
only done Filoni stuff. He's very tied to Filoni.
yeah. But I feel like, dude, I don't know if we give him this wiggle room to work on Starfighter, give him a movie now, give him some more money, give him a little more stuff, you know?
No, it could be really good. He does a great job at getting that John Williams vibe.
Oh yeah. Um, Speaking though of Ludwig,
Yes.
I know you haven't seen it yet.
Shut up, bro. I don't want to. I need to see it. I need to see it. I know. Okay.
If you're listening to this podcast and Sinners is playing in a theater near you, please go see it. It is not even kidding, one of the best movies of the decade.
I know, bro. I'm waiting. My paycheck comes in tomorrow. Don't worry.
It is great. I saw it for the second time last night. I'm seeing it for the third time tomorrow night.
No
At the time of this
way.
release. First time I saw it in IMAX, dude. This is why we need theaters. I'm doing the fuck.
Okay, yeah, I was just about to say people can't see
did
this time, but he just did the
I just,
Scorsese peak cinema meme.
I just did the absolute cinema stance without even thinking of it. But like, I'm legit not even kidding. This is why we need movie theaters. This is why they're important. This is why cameras and technology and even old hardware is important and different film stock and everything. If you guys haven't seen that video put out by Kodak of Ryan Coogler just talking about the difference in film, like literally the celluloid they make and the sizing and all that stuff and the different types of theaters now, watch it.
You have to send that to me. I haven't seen it, and that's
It is great. It's insightful. It's educational. Literally, it's one of the best. If film interests you at all, watch that video. It's awesome. That's off topic of Star Wars.
Oh, hang on. You want something off topic of Star Wars? They're doing a Dune double feature this summer.
Whoa.
5
You going with it?
5+ hours. I'm there multiple times. I do not care. And I'm not even joking. I'm seeing that more than once, without a doubt. Like,
Dude, that's crazy.
I was just talking
That's
to my
awesome,
brother's
man.
girlfriend today. We are over a year out from Dune 2's release. I have not seen this movie since theaters because it is a movie that I don't
Really?
think, because it's a movie that I'm like, I don't think, like, I need to, like, oh, the second I found out, my jaw dropped, first of all, when I found out. I was like, oh my God, I can see this movie again. Like, oh, Dune 2 is still my favorite movie of last year, my favorite movie of all time. It is still, in my opinion, the best movie I've ever seen. I am head over heels in love with every single aspect of that movie.
Mm-hmm.
I do not have a single flaw. Like, like you could come at me and say this, like, blah blah blah, and I'd be like, I disagree. You know, I think every single aspect of that movie is so perfect, is so well constructed, so well thought out, so carefully, meticulously crafted to be the best version that it could be. I like, some movies, Denis Villeneuve, he doesn't do director's cuts. I understand. Sometimes I'm like, ugh, Blade Runner 2049. Come on. Dune 1. Come on. Dune 2? No. No notes. Genuinely perfection. But hey, Star Wars is cool too.
There you have it, folks. If you guys watch Sinners and Dune, and you're good.
And you're good. To get us back on track,
Yeah.
speaking of seeing movies in theaters, Brad and I did see a movie in theaters together, actually.
Yeah, we did.
We actually did. you might have noticed I did mention that it was going to happen last time I recorded when I was
Yeah.
my solo self. Brad and I actually got the chance to see each other in person, which is very fun.
Again.
And
Whoop, whoop.
and we got to see the one, the only Star Wars Episode 3: Revenge of the Sith in theaters. Oh
20th
boy.
anniversary.
We both brought our lightsabers
Literally just held them in the
the
theater.
whole time. We traded lightsabers like a couple times. We were just like, all right, yeah, this is good stuff.
It was so good.
So good.
Just I don't yeah, like that experience that I won't forget too now. The intensity at which my entire body just got overtaken with chills. The instant Anakin flips towards Obi-Wan and they start fighting.
Yeah,
Seeing that fight on the big screen it's something else.
it's like jet like no like it's
Again, my theaters are very important.
no, theaters are the best thing in the entire universe. Obviously, if you're listening to this, you've seen Star Wars, you've seen Revenge of the Sith, most likely. So you've seen the movie, you know the scene,
Mm-hmm.
but the odds that you are our age is pretty high. I feel like,
I'd say so.
if you know us and you're listening to this,
Yeah.
you really did miss out if you did not see this movie in theaters. Because wow, Brad, you are so like. I knew the movie like front to back.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very familiar with the movie, but it felt like a new experience. Seeing it on the big screen, getting to experience it as like a cinema experience, and not just like throw it on Disney Plus, throw it on Amazon Prime, kind of thing.
Dude, even the first time I hear lightsaber ignite when Obi-Wan jumps out of his ship when they crash land, even that I was like, dude, just hearing that on the speakers. It's just different. Like I don't like the sound design. The sound. I mean, it's always been the case, but the sound when Anakin decapitates Dooku, and it has like
Oof.
that eerie
Yes, that
twang.
strained kind of
Yeah,
yeah, high
it's
pitched.
just, dude, it just gets to you, and like, yeah, like, and of course the Grievous saber spin sound, like, dude, the sound design is just crazy. The music, like,
I
I'm almost
did
crying at
I think
points,
I did
bro.
tear up during this movie. I think I did
What
tear
part?
up.
I was very close to.
No, I did tear
Oh,
up. I remember I did, but I can't remember at what point now.
you know what? You know what part gets me now?
Yeah.
I don't know what, but I say what you will about the dialogue. Like we know it's kind of clunky, like whatever. For some reason now, when Padme is talking to Anakin on Mustafar, and she goes, "You're breaking my heart. You're going
Yeah.
down a path I can't follow," and she's just like crying and scared. It's just the way Portman delivers it. She's
No,
a great actress, but like it's
I'm
just
saying
watch.
yeah, sorry. I'm sorry to interrupt.
Dude, go.
That is her best scene in the trilogy. Like, admittedly, no offense to Natalie Portman, I'm pretty sure she's Oscar nominated, if not Oscar winning.
I think she won for Black Swan.
Yeah, so she's an Oscar winning actress. She does not need me to be like, well, she's actually, she's a great actress.
She is.
The direction she had in the prequels was not the best. In episode 1, she's really flat. And I know that's when she's the queen. That's on purpose.
Not her fault. Yeah,
it's not her fault. She was also like 16, 14, something between that age. She's really young. In Attack of the Clones, she's all right. You can very much understand where her character is, especially when she's interacting with Anakin and feeling that sort of pull but resisting it. So she kind of hides within herself. You can kind of see it like that. Episode 3, I just don't think she does a fantastic job, but she locks the fuck in for that scene, bro. Like, you're going down a path I can't follow because he's like, because of Obi-Wan, because of you, because of what you've done, because of what you plan to do. It's like, oh my god, Padme, oh my god.
I think everybody's at their best in the third movie.
Mm-hmm.
It's the most emotional one. Like
Easily the most
you're
emotional.
gonna get. Oh my god, dude! By far. Again, it's always once Order 66 hits, and Anakin gets sent to Mustafar to take out the Trade
The
Federation
Separatist Council, I
separatists and
believe.
the
Yeah.
guys. The last 45 minutes of that movie is just gutting. Like it's just, and you're in the theater, and all of your attention is just focused in front of you, and you're just taken into this world, and you know the outcome. You know what Anakin's gonna do, but it still sucks every time. But it's just you're taking in and you're feeling everything like double because
Yeah.
it's just you. There's nothing else. There's no other anything else taking your attention. It's just that and experiencing that fully locked in like that. It's just it kills. It kills. And then Obi-Wan, just the immolation scene, everything. It's just you just feel everything to a greater extent just because it is you have this around you.
No, it's it
Yeah,
really was a whole different experience. It was actually so crazy. I saw it again in
you did.
theaters.
You
I saw it
did.
with my dad, and I didn't realize this, but it was actually the last day that it was in theaters. I managed to see it again,
Ooh.
which was really exciting.
I mm,
It was like a full theater. That's because we saw it middle of the day on a Friday. Like so, it's like a Friday,
yeah.
sure, but we saw it at 1 p.m., like
Yeah.
1:30 p.m. on a Friday. So it was the middle of the
Hmm.
workday, pretty empty theater, which was nice. But like,
It was.
and I've seen clips of people in the theaters for this movie that were like Avengers Endgame level screams. I'm so thankful my theater both times was
I,
silent
yeah. I
because like you just
We
want to
talked
lock
about that
in.
too.
Yeah.
We talked about that too. Like part of me kind of wants that experience of like the hype of it all. But I think I told you like on the day even I'm like I like that was just very kind of like personal and ours. Like it was
Well, it's
very
it's a
silent and it
somber
was
movie as
just
well.
it is
I
like
heard there were people laughing during Order 66 in some theaters. And I'm like,
what?
like I understand like the movie has like meme status. Yeah, like a lot of the movie is funny. The before the movie starts, Hayden Christensen comes onto screen and he says, "Thanks for coming to see us for
Oh
the 20th anniversary."
yeah.
Right before he goes off and the movie starts, he says, "This is where the fun begins." And I laughed during that when I saw it with my dad. I laughed, and he asked me afterwards. He's like, "Why did you laugh at that?" And I was like, "Oh, it's." And I had to explain to him like a bunch of the meme lines from the movie. But Order 66 was not. It's not funny. It's really sad.
Bro, also like if you watch if you watch all this extra stuff or play all this extra stuff where Order 66 happens, it's like dude, like
Knowing
having
what's
that in your
happening at the
mind
same time.
also,
Yeah.
like the pure scale of this event, you only see like I mean, you see like the Jedi Temple and the younglings, but like you see like actual masters, like 4 or 5 masters get killed, right?
Yeah.
So, like it seems kind of small still, because like obviously you can't just jump across the galaxy and just show every single Jedi Master, but like that's why like now it's so informed of from other games and shows and comics and everything that it's just like, dude, this it's the event. I don't get how
No,
you
it's
laugh at
it's
it.
so good. Like, and yeah, cause it like, cause now when you watch it, you think, honestly, my mind goes to Cal Kestis when I think now of Order
Garrett DePaul.
66 happening and Jar Tapal, and that is one of the most traumatizing versions of Order 66, I think. Uh,
Mm.
Especially like when you play the video game. If you haven't played, we are always recommending things for you to do.
Yeah.
If you haven't, go play Jedi Fallen Order, and then please go play Jedi Survivor. They are
Really, really
for
good.
2023 is when Jedi Survivor came out. It was my personal game of the year. Um, got nowhere close to winning. Wasn't even
About
nominated.
2 years ago.
I know, fucking crazy. We were juniors. Like that's wild. But that
Wow.
game, I was genuinely obsessed with. It was bad, dude. I would play it all the time, and it got to a point where I would bring my Xbox out into like the living room with my roommates, and they would just watch me play. Like, like they would come into my room honestly and just like watch and be like, "How's this boss fight going?" I'm like, "It's been 4 days, bro. How do you think it's going? It's not going very well." And I think you know what boss fight I'm talking about. In Jedi Survivor.
There's like one that took me a couple tries. Well, two.
I don't think it's really spoilers if we say. Wait, what's the two? Okay. No, because now I'm starting to remember the second. Yes.
Were you thinking the one like 2/3 into the game, or like the last one?
Were you okay? I'm gonna be as vague as I can about this. There's one where you play as Cal. Were you thinking of the one where you are not?
Yes.
Okay, that one was hard. That one took me a couple days.
The Cal one at the end.
Mine wasn't at the very end.
You play at a higher difficulty than I do.
I did play the game at the hardest difficulty.
Yes, yeah, I'm not doing that.
And I do regret it, but I don't.
What was yours?
That
wasn't the last one?
I'm not gonna lie.
Okay, I think I might
forget the character's name.
Okay, so you're forgetting his name. I think I know who you're talking about.
Well,
nope.
Okay. Hang on, I'm gonna type it.
Oh my god, wait, no, I'm thinking of like 3 different people.
I texted it to you.
Yeah. Okay. He was the hardest.
I was stuck on that
fucking swingy thing, right?
Yeah, for like maybe a week almost.
Yeah.
I was stuck on that for so long. I would die. I would go back. I would switch my appearance. I would change up my lightsaber. I'd change the color. And I was like, oh my god, maybe this will help. I think I beat him looking like I did a green shirt, brown pants, green lightsaber, the flowy hair and a goatee, and I looked like Shaggy. And I think I finally beat him as Shaggy. Who is technically now unfortunately a non-canon, but was a Jedi, Shaggy. Yeah, sure. In the Tartakovsky Clone Wars series.
Wait, dude! Oh my god, I forgot about like the other fights. There's only like 2 in my mind that I'm like, oh yeah, but then I'm like, oh wait, there's actually.
There's it's no spoilers to say there's Dagon. He is he's shown as, he's got such a beautiful lightsaber, Dagon. Oh my god.
His hill is like gnarly.
It's so pretty. It's funny because now, being as into the High Republic as we are, seeing, like, knowing that, and you played it when you were more into the High Republic than I was when I played it. That was my first, like, real introduction to the High Republic.
Yeah, by that point I was like a couple books in. That
was the game where I was like, I know I liked, at the time at least, I'm thinking to myself, like, I know I like the idea of the High Republic, but I'm not, like, familiar with it at all. This game, I was like, whoa, the robes, sick. The lightsabers, sick. The vibes, sick. The ships, sick. The droids, sick. And now that we're in, like, yeah, man.
We're still not even done with phase 1.
Here's the thing, though. I'm putting it off at this point because I'm personally,
I don't want to rush it.
I'm scared to, like, leave phase 1. I've been here for almost a year.
It's strange, bro.
It's like it's like a safe little bubble for me, even though it's so far really sad at this point. Like, I don't, yeah.
I get that. I don't know. I kind of, because I'm only on like chapter 12 of Midnight Horizon.
Ooh, you're still a little bit ahead of me. I'm only on like chapter 4. I just got back to Wreath's point of view.
Okay, yeah.
And the book hasn't really, it's definitely getting me interested, but it hasn't really like grabbed me yet. You know, I'm curious, but I'm not like, oh, whoa, I gotta read.
I can tell you, I'm already more invested in this than I was in Out of the Shadows.
Out of the Shadows was...
Which doesn't take a lot, I feel like. It feels kind of disconnected.
Okay, this is again. I'm gonna bring up Dragon Ball again, um, but this is just a way that my brain works. Um, so
We
in
haven't.
Dragon Ball, there is the original Dragon Ball series,
Yeah.
which is when. So technically, there's the manga, which is just Dragon Ball, and it is from when Goku was a kid to the very end of the series proper. The anime splits it up to Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z. Most people are more familiar with Dragon Ball Z. When the original Z anime ended, the animation studio made their own original sequel called Dragon Ball GT. Dragon Ball GT, I think, is fucking ass. I watched
I know
all of
it's a
it last year.
divisive one.
Because I'd always seen like clips and I'd seen episodes here and there, but I'd never sat down to watch it. And the English dub is a really inaccurate thing, so I went and I watched it in the original Japanese to give it a full fair chance, the accurate original intention of what the series was supposed to be. I can tell you straight up, it's maybe a 4 out of 10. It's not
Damn.
good. I did not enjoy it. There were maybe a handful of episodes. It's 64 episodes. There were a handful maybe that I enjoyed.
Oof.
Really bad. But as a concept, like when you say what the series is vague on paper, it sounds amazing. And Out of the Shadows is that to me. That's my analogy. Out of the
Wow.
Shadows sounds cool. Vernestra's whole thing,
For
you know,
people who
the
know Dragon Ball, that's gonna hit hard right
that's gonna hit. You know, I don't. It's a very small circle, I think,
there.
at least for listeners. But I don't think Out of the Shadows is as bad in the High Republic as GT was for for that franchise. But like,
Mhm.
Out of the Shadows as an idea is cool, but in
Yeah.
practice, it just did not work for me at all.
Yeah. The I don't know. Out of the Shadows is a mixed bag. It feels very top heavy just at the bottom. Like the last 100 pages is just when like everything happens. And like it kind of feels like it's a
Yes,
slow burn a little
but it's
bit, but it
too
also
slow.
feels like kind of overstuffed. It
Yeah.
feels too slow with again too much happening in the end. Where like this and again like I think almost my book's over there. I'm not gonna look though. Like almost 100 pages into Midnight Horizon, and it's setting up, but it's also still we're with characters that we know, we're with characters that we don't know. We're getting new planets, new situations, whatever. But there's only really like 2 or 3 characters that we like know at the start of the book, and then pretty much everybody else is new. But I think it's just the setup of the story and where it's leading. It feels more clear. I think is that like stuff is gonna happen on this planet. Go to this planet, and it's like okay, but like in Out of the Shadows, we didn't have that. So it's just like things were happening, and it's just like in the air, but you're just kind of aimless. We're like, all right, like I know all these things now, but like what's it leading up to? And then it all leads into one thing, but it all gets that one thing just happens all at once. So it's just kind of imbalanced.
Yeah.
But I'm excited to finish Midnight Horizon whenever I do that because I have other stuff
I have
I
such a
want to
soft
read
spot for
too.
Wreath Silas. Like, he's such
Wreath
a
is really
character
good.
that I
I
feel
like
so
that
much for.
Wreath has a little crush on Vernestra.
It's very sweet. And also, the
It is.
standards for Jedi are kind of a lot more relaxed, especially for Padawans.
Mm-hmm. Padawan. It
Um,
feels like they could be kids more in this
yeah.
one. Like they could
Well,
just be
I
like
mean, you gotta think about it.
teenagers.
They weren't in a war, I guess, but also for Anakin. Like, I,
Anakin wasn't in a war
yeah.
until he's
You know what
in
I
his
really want to
20s.
read? There's a book focused on Obi-Wan when he was a Padawan. I would love to see some of that. This is gonna sound a little crass, I understand, but it's just like,
Ooh, ooh.
did Obi-Wan and Satine ever like, you know,
Oh.
bow chicka bow wow? Just because like, you
You
know,
know,
it's
maybe.
heavily alluded to the fact that Padawans were able to, you know, explore each other in the physical sense, and the masters would ignore it unless it got too far, and then they would just, I forget which book they say, it might be Fallen Star, but it's like if a master realized their Padawans were getting too close, they would just take their Padawan on a 3-month, 1-year
It
trip
was Fallen
away.
Star,
Like,
yeah.
yeah,
And then they just separate them. Yeah.
yeah.
But yeah, and like yeah, I don't know what book you're talking about, Obi-Wan. But
I cannot remember the name
I
of it.
have Master and Apprentice. I want to read that, and I have Bloodline, and I want to read that, and those are both Claudia books. And I got a lot to read. I also just bought like 2 Ninja Turtle volumes. You were there with me when I bought one of them
Yes.
that I want to read. So
There
Yeah.
is. Hang on, I'm gonna do a quick Google
books,
search.
bro. Quick Google search. But yeah, we only have like the book and then like 2 issues of a comic, and then we're into phase 2 for High Republic.
Oh wow! It's literally called Padawan. It's set 10 years before the Phantom Menace.
Oh, okay, perfect.
Yeah, so it's literally about Obi-Wan. Like he has just, I think, become Qui-Gon's apprentice.
It'd be cool to see Obi-Wan in that phase of his life. Like, dude, like in that time, and like I don't know if this lines up given what we know now with Tales of the Jedi, but like, would we see Jedi Dooku still? Kind of walking around,
Ooh.
kind of, is he Yaddle? you know,
Yeah, man.
like,
Finding out that that's how Yaddle went out is
oh,
wild.
dude, that's so sad.
Yeah.
That's so sad. Oh
It,
wait,
it
did you watch Tales of the Underworld yet? Because I didn't even start it yet.
no.
I've been
Um
just busy
I
up the
I
oof.
so this year I have tried really hard to, and now I can't because I don't have Disney Plus.
What? Oh,
So
what
I
is
don't
it?
know what
Yours? Like you?
it was like my parents, and
And they're not gonna do
it
it again.
expired. So I gotta talk to him. I think my mom isn't opposed to restarting it because my dad watches stuff on Disney Plus. Like he likes Andor a lot. Um,
Oh yeah, you're gonna get it back.
we'll get it back. I think it's just like it's sort of, the best, the not the best, the silver lining is when it comes to the Skywalker saga and Solo and Rogue One. Before Disney Plus was a thing, my parents, we bought that stuff on Amazon. So if I want to watch one of the
Hmm.
movies, I can watch it on Amazon. But now it's like I can't watch any of the shows, and yeah. So what I was originally saying is this year I've been trying to watch more movies. I've fallen off on that. Just like life, it's gotten in the way. It's really unfortunate.
Yeah.
I think I can catch up because my whole goal was to watch 52, at the very least, 52 new movies a year, at least one new movie a week. I think that's still very
Oof.
possible. It's still really
I don't even-
possible.
Yeah, I don't even know.
Um,
New movies, like ones you haven't seen before.
I've never seen. The movies themselves don't have to be new, but it's just something I've never seen all the way
Okay,
through.
I want to count mine
Um,
now.
while you do
Let's see
that,
where-
I will.
I wanna see where
I'm
I'm
gonna
at. I
stand
wanna
on the
see where I'm at.
soapbox real quick.
Okay, yeah,
Um,
dude, do what you wanna.
So I've been so focused on movies that I've really been neglecting the TV shows that I want to watch. I started watching Shogun, that FX show that's on Hulu. I got
Yeah.
really into that for a couple weeks. I was trying to watch like one episode every night. I wasn't doing great. I was watching it for a couple weeks, and then Andor, we started doing Andor April, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna watch Andor now, and then Andor season 2 started, so now it's been like a month and a half since I watched Shogun, and the whole time I've been like, fuck, dude, I'm so bad at watching multiple shows. But once I finish Andor season 2, once I finish Shogun, I want to go and I want to watch Tales of the Empire, which I still haven't watched. I want to watch Tales of the Underworld. And then I really need to lock in and I need to finish Bad Batch. I think that's going to be the next show that I watch. I get this mindset when I'm watching TV shows that I'm like really invested in, where it's like I need it to be the proper situation and setting.
Yeah.
But for Bad Batch,
Yeah.
I feel like I need to just be like, all right, if I can watch it,
Oh, bro.
like if
You
I can
gotta-
watch it, I'm gonna throw it on. Like if I can watch it on my phone, I'm just gonna watch it on my phone. Like I need to stop being so picky. 'Cause
Yeah,
it's
bro.
just a show
you
that
just
I want to
crack
get
down
through.
on it, and it's already, and it's 3 seasons done. Like it's set. Like you don't gotta. All right, so we were saying like movies like first time viewing this year, like
Yeah.
new, pretty much like you in that sense. All right, I think from my list that I have, I'm at 25.
Yeah, that's more than me. I think I'm at 16 or 17 right now, which for
Dude, there
me
was
is not bad. Like I'm not doing bad.
yeah.
I got my brother actually to install Letterbox today, which I thought was a big win.
Yes, dude. Wait, okay, after we sign off, I want to get his thing so I can follow him.
I don't even know his thing actually. So
There was one, did I tell you about? There was one day like a month ago where I watched like 3 movies in one day.
I remember you
Kind
telling me
of,
about that. I watched.
kind of.
You know what killed me on my
Hmm.
thing is. So I watched in one day. I watched The Creator, the Gareth Edwards sci-fi AI
Dude,
robot movie.
that shit made me cry.
That was a really good movie.
Ooh,
Great
that's really
ending.
good.
Made me really
Really good.
sad.
The ending,
Um,
yeah, that's when I cried.
the movie that I watched right after that, same day, was Absolutely Anything. Came out in 2015, directed by
Okay.
Terry Jones, starring Simon Pegg.
Okay.
That might be. I have that movie at 1.5 stars right now, and I think I could drop that to half a
Oh
star.
my god.
I thought, and
That's
that
not
movie
what
has a
I
two and a
thought.
half on I'm and on
That's not what I thought you were gonna
It has a
say.
2.5 on Letterbox. I might drop that to half a star. I thought that was one of the least funny movies that I've ever seen. I thought it was so obnoxious, so boring. It took such an interesting idea and made it the worst possible version of what it could have been. It was an 85-minute movie.
I'm looking
The
at it now.
creator, the creator was
Yeah.
134 and it felt longer than
Whoa.
the creator.
Bro, it was the dude who made the Monty Python movies. Bro, he
That's
directed Holy Grail, Life of Brian,
crazy.
and Meaning of Life.
That's actually crazy. He
Oh my god, he
also
made Young
made The
Indiana
Adventures of
Jones.
Young Indiana Jones Espionage
Yeah.
Escapades.
Dude, I'm sorry. I love Indiana Jones with like my whole heart, but I'm never gonna watch that. Um,
Oh, Monty Python Holy Grail is a 5-star movie. I'm rating that on Letterboxd real quick.
dude, that has one of my favorite scenes, like favorite comedic scenes. And I think it's when, oh my god, I never rated it either. I'm gonna give it 4.5 because I gotta rewatch it.
Give it
I'll
5,
give it,
Brad.
no, I'll give it 4, and then if I get to rewatch, I'll see how I feel. But I know it's at least a 4 because I did like it. Um, but dude, it's when,
That's fair. I saw the movie at a very influential time, so it's sat with me very well.
what was it? Dude, it's when like Lancelot or somebody is, he's running up to the guards on the castle,
And he's just
and it's
sprinting
just,
over and over again.
but it's just
Yeah,
it
that's
just
good
keeps
stuff.
replaying it from the same distance, and it's like intense, like boom, 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 and it's just, and the guards are like, "What the, what is?" And it's just the same distance the whole time, and then he just shows up and just stabs them, and you're
That
like,
movie is
it's
so
the
good.
funniest. You
I
got the
love
rabbit,
that.
you got the Black Knight scene, dude. Oh my god,
The
it's
Black Knight yields for no man. 'Tis a flesh
bro,
wound. Gas, dude. That's
such a good
such a
movie.
good movie.
Um, yeah, I haven't seen the other ones. I haven't seen Life of Brian,
Life of
um,
Brian's funny.
or anything. But that too, I just like the the fantasy mythology
Yeah.
uh
I
vibe
mean,
of it.
listen, Star Wars, I don't know if anybody listening to this would be able to tell. We like Star Wars here. I love sci-fi,
I don't know
but
if you
for
can tell.
me, like fantasy, medieval fantasy is my genre of choice. I have a hard time finding stuff that really scratches that itch.
Bro, see, I don't know. But like to me, like I don't even know if I told you this, Ted. I think you might know. But like last year, I think I have like 4 or 5 Google Docs creating my own like medieval high fantasy world. Like lore about like regions, the old wars,
You're kidding me.
species
No fucking way, dude. I have a notebook.
stuff. Yeah,
I have a notebook of doing the same thing.
yeah.
So I actually earlier this year I decided it's gonna take a long time, and the only person who knows this is my girlfriend, but now you know, and anybody who listens this far will know. But I'm
We can
actually
cut this
planning.
out. Keep it secret.
Yeah, I'm actually planning to write a book, set in this universe that I'm creating. I've been working on it for a while, and I started writing. I got a couple pages in, and I realized I'm going back, scrapping those pages, and I'm restarting. I need to really like get a much more solid foundation. But yeah, dude,
I thought of doing the same thing, like a short story or something in the
I
world.
totally recommend it. Like if you're writing it, I will definitely be your proofreader,
Yeah.
and vice versa. Honestly, if
Oh
you want.
yeah. But it's like the reason why I wanted to do that, right? It's like we talk about like medieval high fantasy. We need a franchise like that again in the movies.
Yeah,
Like we
really
had Lord
bad.
of the Rings, which is like I feel like we need something, and that's why like I wish the D&D movie performed better at the box office because that is literally a never-ending franchise of movies.
No,
Like
because like
you can
actually though,
change.
it was it's such a solid movie. It's such a fun movie, and they
I
could do
love the
so
movie,
much.
and it's like, dude, you can have bro different creative team, different director, different actors, or the same actors, or cameos, or whatever, and
Same
it's like,
actors,
dude,
different
it's
characters though.
whatever. Yeah, dude, whatever you want. Like, it's the most malleable thing that you could make, and it's like I wished like that's one of the movies where it's like I wish the sequel got announced before that was even released. That like it's gonna be a different thing, like still in sure the Forgotten Realms Faerun or whatever, but like, dude, D&D is so like it's built around creativity and like theater, essentially, right? So it's like you can, bro, you can make an animated one. You can make a live action slash animation one where like they could go into a different realm and then it switches medium. Dude, you can do whatever. Like D&D is the most literally you come up with it. And it's like if a company wanted to print money in movies, dude, and you know, dude, D&D is arguably the biggest it's ever been. Now that we have things like Critical Role and Dimensions 20 and everything like that, like, dude, D&D's massive now.
Yeah,
You get like A-list celebrities playing it, like Joe
Vox Machina.
Manganiello, Vox Machina. Although Joe Manganiello, I think, recently switched to a different board game.
Did he
But he was
really?
also, I think, but
Yo,
he's
he's
also
about to be in
again,
the One Piece show, by the way. He's about to be in One Piece live action
really,
season 2. Yeah,
damn.
I'm beyond excited for that show. Season 1, if you like One Piece, you might like it, but
Hmm.
I fucked with it. Season 2, it looks like it's gonna be even better. Sorry to do that.
They're good. I just think we need a
He's
new
gotten really
big
invested.
fantasy franchise.
Yes. My issue with the current state of Hollywood, how do I want to say this? Current state of Hollywood kind of booty cheeks. I don't think that's a secret. Um,
Um, it could be better.
could be better. Could definitely be
I'll give you
worse.
that. It
I
could
think it's
definitely be
getting
worse.
better low key. I do think it's getting better. From
It
like
just got better with Sinners, I could tell you that
yeah, but
much.
like think about it, like 2021, 2022, I feel like I
Well,
at the
those also
moment
like COVID Fallout years, like
I know, but I feel like
you know,
we're on kind of I wouldn't say renaissance, but like a resurgence. Like people are starting, there's starting to be more of a demand for in theaters. A lot more people are starting to come out and be like, movies need to be in theaters longer before they go to streaming, kind of stuff.
mhm.
I feel like
Dude,
that's getting better.
there was I think it was Mickey 17 went to stream it. It was said it announced like it was going to be streaming like 14 days
Yeah,
after it started in theaters.
it
What are
sucks,
we
dude.
doing?
Movies need to be
What are
in
we
theaters
doing?
longer because I did not have a chance to get to see that movie in theaters,
Oh, I liked
and
it.
now I'll never get to see it in theater. And I'm pissed because that was a movie I was really excited for, and then
Hmm.
I was busy for the month that it was in theaters,
Hmm.
and then it was gone, and I was like, fuck, dude, like I literally, first of all, I didn't have fucking money, and I just didn't have the time to go see it. And now that I have a job,
Yeah.
like, it sucks, dude.
But like
But yeah,
that's also too like it's great that like Revenge of the Sith was one of the highest grossing theater releases like the week it was re-released.
I think it is the highest grossing, maybe the second highest grossing all time re-release in theaters.
Yeah, I think
It
so.
it pushed the movie over 900 million, which is crazy. If they,
Mm-hmm.
dude, in 10 years, if this movie re-releases, like
30th. Oh, it's wraps.
that movie,
You think it's hitting
I
a Billy?
would,
It's kind of hit a Billy.
if they could get Revenge of the Sith to hit a bill, dude, come on, that'd be
Yeah.
amazing. That'd be
Mm-hmm.
beautiful. Um,
Dude, bro,
yeah,
nope, 2 more
yeah,
years. Episode 4, 50th.
yeah. That's
If that
listen,
shit's not out
listen,
for a month, if that shit's not out for the entire month of May,
listen to
dude,
me. No,
Disney.
hang on. I need you, Brad. I need you to listen to this real close. All right, just press those headphones to your ears. I need you to listen to this. 50th anniversary, A New Hope theatrical edition, in theaters. Who could have?
Who
Who
could have
could?
thunk?
Who could have thunk that thought?
Who could have thunk? Didn't you see? Did you see that thing? Where was it? Somewhere over the pond.
Yeah.
Showed it
What's up with that? Why
the
can't they
first
do
time in
that here?
47 years. What, does Disney not have their people over there? They're like, wait, George didn't approve of this. Like, bro, I love Star Wars, and it's just like
I hate
you
Star
guys are
Wars.
so stingy about money. Like, you want money so bad, but yet you won't like release the original theatrical cut.
No, the
And like,
easiest.
I understand, I get George Lucas doesn't like it, and that's not the vision he wants to show. And I am big about like an artist like keeping their vision the way they want and like maintaining that. But you had for at least 15 years of that being the only version that people knew before there were special edition changes. I think roughly. Like that the theatrical version, that's the version that became the monster franchise that it is, you know?
Yeah.
I just don't get why they don't
I'm gonna.
why can't you have both versions? Just
I'm gonna.
remaster it, make it look nice. Like literally the way we have it now in Disney Plus, just take out the special edition stuff, and that's all I'm asking.
I'm gonna be so real. I'm gonna say something that sounds really fucked up, but I mean this in the best way
Oh,
possible.
yeah.
Okay. It might sound a little fucked up.
What
It
are you
might sound a
gonna
little insensitive.
say?
It's not that bad. I think I'm overthinking it now.
Just say
It's in relation to what you were saying. George Lucas's vision for Star Wars for the original trilogy is not what the
Yeah.
theatrical versions were.
Hmm.
But he doesn't own Star Wars anymore.
Unfortunately,
He
that's true.
sold it. That's a
He did
fact.
sell.
And it
Unfortunately or fortunately, whatever which way you want to look at it.
okay, at this point, regardless, okay. Great
Back
thing to
when he
say.
did, I think back when he initially sold it, people were like, "Thank God," because that was still the prequel hating era.
That's the thing, Brad, is people were hating George Lucas for years because
Hmm.
the crowd who grew up with the originals was like, this isn't the original trilogy. I fucking hate this.
Hmm.
Our generation grew up with the prequels and the originals, so it was all one package. It was like, this is amazing. What is this gloriousness that I'm seeing?
That
Oh my
that's
god.
fallen upon me.
And do I love The Force Awakens? I like The Force Awakens. I love The Last Jedi. I hate The Rise of Skywalker. I'm being so upfront with that. In 20, 15, 10 years, there will be a generation of Star Wars fans who only know Star Wars as those 9 movies, plus, Rogue One and Solo, which is kind of its own thing at this point. And they will love all of those because that's just what Star Wars is to them. You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
But at the end of the day, like Disney Plus has their own Disney Plus for A New Hope has their own version of A New Hope, and all they did was add McClunky to Greedo. What is that, Brad? Just a quick question for you. What is that? It's a rhetorical question because neither of us fucking know. Why would they add McClunky, but not just add 4K restoration of the theatrical editions?
Yeah.
I don't
Well, no.
I don't understand.
Used to add Han unnaturally breaking his neck to the side.
No,
to dodge a
that
blast that never
no,
actually
like because you
happened.
actually don't understand how much that bothers me.
Dude, I just don't get why it's that scene that's so butchered.
It's so
And also
weird.
too, I think it's such a mistake. Like I thought it was cool when I was like 12 or 13 and they were playing like an original version of New Hope on TV, and I was like, wait, this is the version that like Jabba shows up and like he talks to Han. I thought it was like a cool thing. Now that that's just in the movie, and you could tell that it's like it wasn't like it wasn't originally going to be used. It's just it takes away the whole mystery of who Jabba is. It takes away like the stakes of Han's story and who he's running from, and you essentially just have Jabba telling him the same exact information that Greedo just told him. But it's just now you don't have that payoff of
Very
seeing
redundant.
Jabba for the first time in Return of the Jedi with this masterful puppet that's literally like a living, breathing slug. But you get this like computer generated thing where Han
No, it's the
over the
fucking
back of his
float
tail.
where he floats over the tail, and it's just the most unnatural thing ever because that's not how it would look. And they have to just
Once
throw
they
in
get
Jabba going, ow, and it's like, shut up, bro.
The changes aren't too bad.
They also add Boba Fett into that scene. Do you remember that?
Oh, so he's just like walking around.
He's just there, and at the end, at the tail end of the scene, when Han is walking into the Falcon, they just have Boba Fett walk. I shit you not. I am not shitting you. I am not shitting you.
Oh, you're not. Okay.
Yeah,
You're not.
shit you. I am not, as Yoda would say. They have Boba Fett just walk into the center of the screen, and just look around.
Yeah.
And then just like walk away, and it's literally just to be like, "Hey guys, Boba Fett's here too, by the way. Hey, you guys know Boba Fett? Yeah, he's here for this. Guys, Boba Fett, guys, it's Boba Fett. Remember from the other movies? It's he's here too. It's like, bro,
except if you watch it for the first, that's his introduction.
That's it. You're right, bro. You're right. I never even thought of that. Like, if you've never seen these movies and you watch A New Hope and you're like, what is this scene? Why is it repeating everything that I just heard? Who the fuck is this guy? Who the fuck is just walking across? Like, who's this? Oh my god! Because you think about his introduction in Empire Strikes Back, no disintegration. Like Darth Vader gets in Boba Fett's face for that. So it gives you the impression that like Boba Fett is like, oh, this guy fucks. This guy fucks people up.
Also, when he says that, it's because what he did to Uncle Owen and Aunt Beru.
Okay, I don't know if that's 100% canon. I don't care. You're right. That's canon to me. It is without a doubt. To me too.
I don't know if it's like confirmed, but I know it's just been like a fan theory for like a while.
I don't care. It's canon to me. It doesn't matter. It's canon to me. That is without a doubt, like, you're right. Oh my god. I think the movie,
once it gets to Mos Eisley, that's when all the changes happen. It's like, dude, this is just so egregious.
I think
you could tell, sorry.
No, you're fine. You're okay.
You can tell George is most comfortable with Empire because it has the least amount of changes.
I was going to say Return of the Jedi. Aside from the stuff in Jabba's palace, I really can't remember anything else in Return of the Jedi that gets changed.
You have the entire ending going across all the planets.
Oh my god, with
the new song.
Binks.
With So
Wahoo! We
free.
so free. Yeah, dude. The
um,
original celebratory ending song is,
Yub Nub.
I think, nah, that's the Ewok version.
I was saying just victory celebration.
Yeah. Is that
Yeah,
still in the new versions?
victory celebration is the new one, but Yub Nub was the original one.
No.
Yup.
No way.
Yeah.
No.
Na, na,
No, it's
na, na,
not.
na, 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 na.
Holy shit, you might be right. I think the Ewok song is worse than the victory celebration
I
music.
agree. I do agree.
I think the
That's a
victory
change.
celebration is one of my favorite tracks in all of Star Wars. I
That's a
listened
change
to
I
that on May
do
4th a lot.
like. That's a change I do like. It's I don't, it kind of full circles the first 6 episodes.
It's just
Showing
really
all the
good.
planets of like prequels and everything. It's like it's a fun, nice, upbeat song. I like the sound of it. It is better than Yub Nub. Um, I do still. I like that Yub Nub still
Yub
exists.
Nub is
I like
fun.
that we
Yub Nub is
have.
really cute. It's really fun. I think the Ewoks are
Yeah,
really cute. Obviously
yeah,
Wicket,
but
my goat.
yeah,
Wicket, where you at?
Wicked.
There she
Aw.
is. She's over there. She's playing with a
But yeah, you
sock.
got
That's fun.
Return doesn't have too much. Like I don't know why we got that stuff in Jabba's palace. Um, we also didn't need
Hey,
again.
Jedi Rock is gas, dude. Don't even try and say that it's not the coolest thing ever.
Um, we didn't need Vader saying no when he threw the Empire over the
Yeah, that was pretty ass.
over the thing. Um, but yeah, Empire. I think literally most of the changes are just opening up Cloud City and
Yeah,
just giving it windows and stuff.
that one is the best one. Return of the Jedi is still pretty light on the changes.
It is.
Um,
New Hope is literally riddled with it, and
yeah.
it's like
The best change in A New Hope from the theatrical is adding the bonk sound effect to that one stormtrooper who hits his head.
when you saw it for the first time when you were a kid, were you like, "I saw a thing, that went wrong"? So I
It's,
did that.
you know, it's really sad. I think I was too young when I first saw those movies. I don't remember a time without just like knowing about it. You know,
Mm.
that is kind of the negative of
The
watching these
curse
movies
of
as
growing
young
up
as I
with it.
did. Like
Yeah.
I watched these movies for the first time so young that
Hmm.
I legitimately do not know a life without Star Wars.
Me too. Yeah, I think I wasn't like I saw them young enough to where like I remember parts, but like I don't remember reacting to Vader being Luke's dad. Like I have no recollection of that. Like there were like big things. Like I don't remember how I reacted the first time where Vader killed the Emperor, then Vader died. You know, like it's when I'm at that age, and it's like I'm asking my dad. I'm like, you saw this like in theaters, like what was that like? You know. But it's yeah, it just happens so early on towards like it's kind of like a double-edged sword because you're like it happens so early on that's like it's a nice feeling that like I've always only known it, but like I kind of wish I remembered those first times with the big things in the franchise, you know?
Yeah. I wish I could remember being surprised.
Hmm.
That's something I'm excited to show my kids because, you know, I'll definitely
Yeah,
record their
dude.
reactions.
Oh my God,
It's
was
just,
seeing
it's,
that on TikTok?
yes. Like seeing
Parents
those
showing their
kids
kids,
freak out.
dude. Oh my God, I can't wait to do that.
I'm very excited.
Like, dude, and like I think, well, I don't. I think I have a soft spot for the sequels a little bit. They were my first ones in theaters,
The Last
but
Jedi was my first one in theaters. I did not get a chance to see Force Awakens in
right,
theaters, which makes me
yeah.
sad. So like
But like
I'll always love The
that,
Last Jedi now, you know.
I, yeah, that I remember like when Han happened. That I remember vividly, where I was like, no, you
Maybe I
know?
did see Force Awakens in theaters because I remember that being fucking crazy. But I got that
Yeah,
spoiled for me in a YouTube comment section actually.
yeah.
Isn't that funny?
Damn, what?
Yeah, it was a completely
Dude,
unrelated video. And in the comments, it was just Han Solo dies 2 days ago, and I was like, "Are you? There's no
no.
way, bro."
I I wish I had a better experience seeing Last Jedi, because it wasn't up to me. So I was with like I think like my dad and my uncle,
Hmm.
and they're like, "Oh, like we don't have to get there really. Like the seats are gonna be fine." And like you know me, like if there's anything I'm on time for, if I'm like literally, if there's one thing I'm like very particular about, it's getting to the movies on time.
Yeah.
And I was losing my mind getting there, and we sat from like second or third row from the front
That's so rough.
of the screen, and I only saw it the one time in theaters. And that like, but then don't worry, Rise of Skywalker, I was there first in lines, back of the theater, right middle seat, back middle under projector. If only. But
Yeah.
we have like vivid memory of watching Force Awakens just because that moment building to my life was like crazy. And again, I saw that with my uncle too. And I remember he was like the same thing. He's like, Han Solo's gonna die in this one. I'm like, stop, don't say that. And then he gets killed, he gets stabbed, and then he like does, like falls, whatever, and then I hear him go,
Spoilers. No way
no,
he
he
laughed.
laughs, and then I'm like, shut up, and I like push him.
No, that's actually fucked up, bro. That's actually fucked up. Whoa.
He didn't like
No,
laugh. He was just
yeah.
like, he's like, like I was right. But to me,
That's
I was like, bro,
crazy.
no, like, fuck. But still, dude, what? That scene gets me tearing up now. That
Especially
in Force Awakens and the only good scene in Rise of Skywalker, those two of
only
just
good
them
scene, Rise.
exchanging that dialogue
No, okay.
is just.
I'm about to throw out something for you. I'm about to throw out something for you.
All right, I'm gonna catch it. How fast you throwing it?
There's one other good scene in Rise of Skywalker. And it is the
I don't think it's the only good scene. I think it's the best scene.
okay. That's
But
yeah, I agree
continue.
with that. I think one of the only good scenes in Rise of Skywalker is when
Yeah.
Ben Solo reaches behind his back and pulls out Anakin Skywalker's lightsaber and then goes to fucking town on the Knights of
On the
Ren.
non-characters.
And
Oh yeah, the
on
Knights.
the yeah, they're nobodies. They had 3 movies. They were only 2 of them, the J.J. Abrams movies, and
Dude.
they had no lines. They had nothing to do with anything. But he does the fucking Obi-Wan spin, like he does that,
Hmm.
deflects the shit behind his back, and goes. Whew. I don't know if you could hear that. You definitely could. I don't have the noise
I
suppression
did.
for.
I did hear
You
that.
heard that too. Wow. I knew the audience was hearing that, but I got good lungs, bro. Wow. Um, yeah, man, that's a fire scene. I love
But
his fit. It's just the black, but like the loose shirt, and he's got the
he's very
blaster.
he's very Han episode 4
He's hot
throwback
episode 4, but he's got the
in
Anakin
that.
episode 3 vibes with the hair and the all
Dude,
black, like, but that blue
it's good.
lightsaber. He rocks a
He
blue
just
lightsaber so well.
it does. He kills the knights so fast. And the Duel of the Fate script just handled them better. But um no, that too, like the no look shot as he turns the corner like Han did in Force Awakens is nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, just like, and again, like when he takes the cyber and goes, he does a little, yeah. And then it's like Han does in Return of the Jedi. It's like there's just like those
Yes.
nice little nuances. But
Crazy he has no dialogue when he's Ben Solo again.
his last word
Was ugh.
that Kylo Ren says before he dies is, "Ow."
Yeah, it was ow, you're right. Not even just ow. That's
And
crazy,
that
bro. Now, like, that's actually crazy.
I would have been perfectly fine if he jumped and he dies. He doesn't. He jumped. He hits the thing. He doesn't say anything. So instead of his last word being "ow," his last word is "dad," and it's him about to cry.
Yeah,
Just
that
take
would
out
have
the
been.
"ow." And again, like we're nitpicking the shit out of this because like we're Star Wars fans, so like we're gonna do it. But like, I don't know. It just doesn't feel like Kylo Ren, Ben Solo will go out that way. You know, like I don't know. Like I love that character. When I saw Force Awakens, I'm like, he might be my favorite Star Wars character. Period. Like I loved him when I first saw him in Force Awakens, and he's one of my favorite characters. Still, I think easily top 10 character for me in Star Wars. Is that a big thing to say?
I
And now, like, dude, and also too, like, I read the Rise of Kylo Ren comic. I'm reading the Legacy of Vader comics on release. So, like, dude, I'm there for this guy. And
he
I
is a
just love Adam
great
Driver.
character. He is a great character. So I just found and
Does the novelization have him say anything? I don't know. I never read movie novelizations.
yeah, I don't know. You want to know the one adaptation novel that I've ever read?
Hmm.
Crazy. This is so not Star Wars. The only novel that I've ever read that was a novelization of a thing was the Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag novelization. I read that in
Of
middle
the
school.
video
Of
game?
the video game.
What?
Of that, yeah. I
That's
don't
interesting.
know. I could not tell you. You
Interesting.
know,
Cool.
I will tell you this though about it. I used to read that, so my iPhone broke or whatever, it was
Mm.
lost or something. I can't remember. I was using my mom's old iPhone 4 as an
Oof.
iPod. It
Nice.
had no
I
like,
think.
it had no service or whatever, so it was literally an iPod. Like it was great. I loved it for the time. Like it was
Yeah.
awesome. Um, I was in class, 6th grade. It was either math or science. It was the same teacher. We were on break, and I was like,
Mhm.
"Hey, I have a phone on my book. Can I read it on this phone? It's not a phone, it's an iPod. Can I read it on this?" And she was like, "Fine, whatever." Meh, she had an attitude about it. And I'm reading Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag on here. And she sees me on a phone just like hunched over swiping. So she's like, "Ted, come up here. Show me what you're doing."
No. Did you show
And
her the book?
here's the thing. I panic because I'm like, fuck, if she catches me reading this book about assassinating people and killing people and fighting people, she's not going to let me read this book. She's going to get mad. So I start, I try to tap out of the book and go to a different book on the iPhone. She takes that as me hiding whatever else I was doing and going to a book. So she says I can't use my phone anyways. I'm like, fuck, I was reading. I was literally reading. I couldn't explain because she wouldn't believe me because I was a kid. But like, the
Damn, you doxed yourself, bro.
this has been. I've been thinking about this since the 6th grade. I'm out of college now, bro. I think
The
about this.
defining moments of your life.
Oh my god! If I had just showed her that I was looking at pages, she wouldn't have. She wouldn't have cared. She would have just been like, "All right, cool. You're reading. Whatever. Good for you. Like you're not going on your phone. Awesome." But no,
I
dude.
get that though. There's those
Ah,
small, like, tiny instances in your life where you're just like, man, I could have just did this differently. And it's
yeah,
so minuscule, it doesn't matter. But it's like,
ridiculous.
yeah.
All right,
But yeah, like,
what are
hmm.
you about to say?
I was gonna say, like, I wonder if the novelization adds him saying anything
I
at any point,
feel
or
like
if
it's
it's just like
gotta.
he's silently just, you know.
They've gotta. You think about the
Mm.
novelization for like Revenge of the Sith added so much.
Yeah.
There's no way these sequel ones haven't.
Sure. Yeah, no, I think even the beginning of the book explains more about what's happening on Mustafar at the beginning of it.
Yeah, that's peak. That's absolute
Yeah.
gas, dude. I love that.
Dude, he's so nasty, bro. He's such, and like we've said this before. Kylo's fighting style with the saber is just so ferocious.
I love it because it's so like everybody shits on the lightsaber fights in the sequels, but it makes sense.
I
Kylo Ren has never been properly trained. Rey has
I
never
like
been trained.
I like
Obviously,
the
they're not
fight.
going to be. The Force Awakens fight is good. I'll
I
die on that
I
hill.
I will never understand why people think that's a bad fight.
I think
And
it's
if you think
really
it's a
good.
bad fight just because Ray wins, I
No,
can't be friends
because
with you.
they explain
I can't be friends with you.
without saying it. They
I'm kidding.
explain
Yeah.
visually so easily why Kylo Ren lost. First of all, he was never trying to kill her, ever. He had just been shot. They set it up earlier in the movie. They're like, okay, Chewbacca or Han or whatever, whoever, I can't remember. It's been a long time since I've seen him. Shoots a stormtrooper and he goes flying 15 fucking feet. Kylo Ren gets shot with that and it knocks him
To
to the
the
ground.
gut.
To
To
the
the
gut, dude. Like
gut.
he's bleeding. Like it
Mm-hmm.
hit him hard.
Dude, that probably messed up some of his ribs. Like,
Yeah,
if you
dude, it
think
probably
about it.
broke some of his ribs, like a couple of the bottom. Like,
But
and then,
also, dude, yeah, keep going.
well, sorry, it's just, like, and then, so they have that. They have it very obvious he's not trying to kill Rey. And
Mm-hmm.
they show you when he's fighting Finn, bro, he takes Finn out so easily, and he's
Yeah.
toying with him. Then you have the Last Jedi, and Snoke literally is like, blah, Han Solo, and he's like, I killed Han Solo. He's like, the very act split you to the bone. Split you to the bone, dude. Like he's not mentally stable.
No.
He is the opposite of Anakin, where the light side calls to him. He has to fight against the pull to the light. He has to force himself to be enveloped in the dark side. So he thinks, what better way to be enveloped and surrounded by darkness than to kill my own father? That will cement me as this dark side legendary force user, whatever. He does it. The only thing it makes him do is freak out and be like, "Oh, I did this. I'll be in the dark side. Fuck, I killed my dad. What am I doing? This is bad. I shouldn't have done this."
Yeah.
Ugh.
But it's not only till he senses the loss of his mom, even more that it's just like, like fuck, like
He's like, "What
I'm
have I
not doing this
done?"
right. Yeah, but yeah, like even he just lies to Snoke's face. He's like, yeah, when the moment came, I didn't hesitate. You watch the scene, he's like, dude, yeah, you did. Like he's just trying so hard to fulfill that image of what he thinks he should be and what Snoke wants him to be. That it's just like it's like it's so unnatural for him, but he wants it to be natural for him. It's so interesting, dude. Like what you're saying, like this is a character struggling to be good. He's struggling to be evil
Yeah.
because he doesn't want to be good. And he's trying so hard. He's like, even when Rey's like, "You're a monster," he's like, "Yeah, I am." Like, he's just trying to convince himself. And like, and I know you're not reading it, but like, I mean, if you want, next time I see, I could give it to you. But like the Legacy of Vader comics that I'm reading, it's all about him going back to places that Anakin was and learning about his grandfather and being like, where did he come from? What was his story? Like, and it's super cool. And like reading the Rise of Kylo Ren comic, like you see how much effort he puts into actually becoming a Knight of Ren and all that stuff. And it's just he's such a good complex character, and yeah, I just really like Kylo Ren,
He's
Ben
the best in the
Solo,
sequels. He's the best character in the sequels.
which, without a doubt, I think if the Rise of Skywalker never retconned Rey being a no one, and Rey got handled a little differently in Rise of Skywalker, I think she could be kind of even with them for the best. but her arc just gets kind of muddled in some places. But his is clearly the most solid through line through the three of them.
I do feel bad for Rey's character because like there was no solid, clear vision, which is unfortunate.
Dude, literally one of the best parts and lessons of Last Jedi is Rey not coming from royalty or bloodline or anything.
Yeah, I agree wholeheartedly. Especially with the
What
message that movie has. The last shot of that movie is just that kid. And it's like, the Force
you
can
can
be in
come from
anyone.
wherever,
Like,
but
obviously,
then
like, that's the thing
did,
is, with
did
the
they not take?
Skywalkers, it's like, okay, Anakin, it makes sense. Luke, it makes sense. But it's like, alright, every single person in this family is going to be so, like, no, there can just be people who are Yoda, Mace Windu. There are
Mhm.
rando people who are just
Yeah,
strong in the Force.
dude. Any bro, have we seen any character in the High Republic, any Jedi in the High Republic, be like, oh, they're the great, they're the grandson of this person?
No.
No, it's just powerful people that just they have their own life and they come from where they come from, and that's it. It's not a bloodline, and it's not whatever. Like that was that's where you misconstrue the point of the sequels because the bloodline character is Kylo. It's not Rey. That's made clear in the first movie. It's like this is Han Solo and Leia's son.
Yeah.
This is the bloodline connection that's keeping these together. Rey isn't a part of that. And then when you put that into the last movie just to keep it in track with it, it just feels unnatural because this wasn't set up before, and you actually told us the exact opposite before. But
That
it's like,
that that is the most atrocious thing, is going from Rey not knowing where she comes from to this revelation that, like, she knows who she is. She's no one. Her parents were nobodies. It
mhm,
doesn't matter who she is.
yeah,
She's just Rey. Then to have that powerful message and to just go, no, she's Rey Palpatine. No, she was, oh, no, okay, she's Rey Skywalker now.
also we see that after Rey finds this out, which is pretty much it's this is her conflict throughout the sequels. Is like, who are where is she from, who were her parents? And we see that once she is confronted with this truth that Kylo tells her, like, they're nothing, trade you away for drinking money, like, she now has that clarity because he knows it too. And he tells her, like, you just don't want to believe it yet. And then he tells her, and then what does she do? They have that like essentially tug of war with Anakin Saber.
Yeah.
And then she, up to this point that we've seen, gets her greatest feat with using the Force when moving all of those rocks.
Yeah.
Is when she has that clarity of who she is and where she came from, and she's not running from it anymore. So then when you give us Rise of Skywalker and she's just immediately set back to not being able to being in tune with the Force and being confused about shit again, it's like, well, what happened? But then that's only because it's the Palpatine thing.
You're so fucking right, bro. Oh my god. Holy.
And
Rise
like,
of
I know
Skywalker is dog shit. I'm
it's
sorry.
not that I just I don't want to complain about Rise of Skywalker all the time. It's just that I like Rey as a character, and I love Last Jedi, and I really like Force Awakens, and it's just I feel like the sequels just would have been received differently if the last movie just handled the arcs better. I just wish it got the justice it deserved.
I agree. I definitely agree. I. Man.
And I don't want to yell, and I don't want to like say names and whatever. It's just like, no, I just want to talk about it. But like, Rey, I still think is a good character. Finn, I still think has a lot of potential as a character. Poe has a lot of potential as a character. Like these characters still have potential, and I wish I could still say the same for Ben Solo. But like, I wish he didn't die. But that's why
Yeah,
I'm glad I'm still at least getting him in comics and shit. But
yeah. The worst part of him dying is just losing that opportunity to get like post Tross
hmm
content of him. Because I actually saw a tweet today. It was uh, Oscar Isaac's. It was like wasn't serious, but it was like somebody saying like, oh, they should make Oscar Isaac starring Poe Dameron series set after Rise of Skywalker, Tony Gilroy showrunner. And say what you want, that would be unbelievably good.
yes,
Like, because we don't know afterwards.
I don't know anything that
I
happens.
I I would love to believe that it took a lot more than just beating the First Order to set up the new Republic. I
Yeah,
would like the idea of there's still remnants, and we would get to see that in one way, shape, or form. Like,
you know what I would love
yeah, what would you love? Actually, so I mean, no, what would you love? Because I don't know.
is, oh okay, oh yeah, okay, the new Rey Jedi Order movie.
Yeah,
Let's say like we're also just like kind of rebuilding the the Senate, I guess, or just like rebuilding the workings of a republic that works. And she has her new Jedi Order. Let's say she's training Finn.
please, oh my God, please.
Please, dude, I love you, John Boyega. I know they did you wrong, but I would just love to see more of you as Finn. I want to see Finn as a Jedi, but if we got a scene where Rey is talking or like practicing and the Force Ghost of Ben is there with her,
Yes, yes.
that would be, dude, that would do so much for that. So much for that.
Didn't his body disappear as well?
Yeah.
So
Same as,
he is like
mhm,
canonically he's a Force ghost.
yeah.
Yeah, man. I that would That's really good. That's a need. That's not a want. It's a need. That would do
It could
so
be,
much.
yeah. And yeah, I think
No,
also too,
because
like it upset people. Oh, wait, well, keep going.
well, just the ability to see Ben Solo, the tiny little fragment, little shard, little crumbs, whatever small measure of anything you want to use to describe how
Yeah.
much of him we got in the Rise of Skywalker. He was very much Han Solo in body language and how he presented himself. He
I
had
feel
that
like,
that that casual confidence. So if we got to see him and he was more witty, more sarcastic, you
hmm
know, where
I feel like you'd
maybe
also have, uh, you would have Leia's mindset,
mm,
you know,
really show him as the son of them. Yeah.
very calculated, very
Bro,
self-realized.
just like get Luke in there, get Ben in there. Come on. That's the thing though. Well, if you get Luke and Ben, it's like, how do you not have Leia? And then it becomes a whole thing. And it's I don't have a problem with Alden Ehrenreich playing young Han. I don't have a problem with young Luke being recasted. I think he should. Actually, the
hmm
guy who played Luke in Book of Boba Fett, I think should have been cast to just play Luke without the CG
Look great.
overlay. Looked really good. Um, I honestly think they should have just cast Leia, Carrie Fisher's daughter, as a young Leia. I think that would be really really cool. It's
hmm
unfortunate she played a character in the sequels who got more prominent roles through each movie,
Yeah.
because it would have been really cool to just see, like, because that would have been awesome.
Yeah, it would have been sick.
Uh,
But like, dude, like, sorry, I don't want to cut you.
no, you're fine.
Now we're talking about like these hypotheticals. Like, does Poe become like a pilot teacher. Like, do him and oh my god, what's her name?
Oh, the mask lady.
It's not Zari or something, is it? Zari?
Zor. It might be Zori. Hang on.
I think it might be Zori.
No, right. It's Zori Bliss, right?
Zori. Okay, yeah. Um, but like, do they get together? Like, do they have a kid? Like, do like what does piloting look like now? Like, I don't know, bro. Like, I feel like you could do so many cool things, and like, yeah, like, does like we saw again, like Carrie Fisher's daughter take more prominent thing. Like, does she become a senator? Does she become something? You know, like, do we see that now?
Making her
Or do
like a
we get?
spiritual successor to Leia would be cool.
Yeah,
Like that character.
yeah. I think you could do. There's a lot of potential, and I feel like this Ray movie. I feel like it could be the proper damage control for the sequels because it won't try to be like the Rise of Skywalker did. I think if it just tries to be its own thing with its own story and has new things like maybe even some of the things we're talking about, who knows? And it doesn't, and it's like that happened, acknowledge what happened, but like move on from it. Don't retcon, just do it and just tell your story. I think it could help a lot.
You know what we need? We need an Andor style show to show the rise of the First Order. Because how
Ooh.
did the New Republic let this happen? You can't
Did you see that
have
got confirmed in a comic?
no.
Oh wait, no, I think you sent that to me. Remember you said
Did
there was a
I?
comic panel that Rose figured out
Oh,
how
yes.
the
Yes, I
First
did
Order
send
was
that to you.
siphoning funds through, yeah,
Yes, you're right.
which is super cool.
Really cool. So like, come
Do like
on,
do Finn and
bro.
Rose get together? You know? Like does Finn like do they not get together? Like are they just like best friends? Like Ray and Finn? Like are they just like best friends? Like does Rose become like also like a pilot or like a programmer or like, you know, like I want to see what's going on.
Yeah,
I think just a scene of Ben, dude, seeing Ben in like Jedi robes as a Force ghost.
nah, that would be peak. That would actually be so good. I
Like,
would
dude,
lose my mind.
I think it'd be really, really sweet if Ray and Ben were still like, even as a Force ghost, like still communicating, and like he could be like her moral compass now if she's like taking on this new thing and being like, I don't know how to teach. I don't know how to take on a class. Like, you saw like what happened when I figured out who I was. Like, I don't. Like, I lost control. I don't know what's happening. And then we get wise words from Ben. And it's like,
Yeah. Just
Sorry, I'm going on
I
like
think
I'm just
I
going
think they
like a
need.
ramble now.
No, you're fine. It's my cat was jumping up onto me, so I got distracted. I think we need a sort of Clone War style
Hypotheticals.
show for the sequel trilogy. It doesn't have to necessarily be like an in-betweener or a
That's.
prequel to anything. It can be a sequel. It just needs to be something that expands upon that era.
I think you're very correct. I think what little of it we had in Mando season 3, that was kind of setting up like, oh, clone stuff, you know. But yeah, like if we got a show like yeah, like we need something that'll be like the Clone Wars of the sequels because that is what really helped the prequels get more love.
They tried to do that with Star Wars Resistance, and it did not work.
That's also very much a kids show.
Yeah, that was the
More
most
so
kiddie
than Clone
show.
Wars.
More so than
Yeah.
Rebels.
Besides like Young Jedi Adventures where it's like legit, you know?
Yeah,
But
that's an actual kid show.
yeah. But yeah, like if we got something, even just like a Bad Batch, like solid 3 season thing in between one of the episodes, like in between Force Awakens and Last Jedi or something. Something to just flesh it out and just see what's going on. I think it could do a lot.
Definitely. Brad, we are at an hour 51 right now.
Oh, golly.
Maybe we should
Yeah,
wrap
let's
this
call
up.
it. Yeah.
Well,
I didn't
actually,
think we were
guys,
going that long with it.
uh
This wasn't our plan.
so Andor season 2. No. I
Now
can't
we're gonna
believe, like,
start the episode.
bro, like 20 minutes in I was like, guys, we'll get there. Andor season 2. Oh
You're like,
man.
this might be a transition.
It
It
was not a
wasn't.
transition. Hey, hang on. Before we go,
Hmm.
during Revenge of the Sith, which was a fantastic theatrical
I was
experience to
I
experience
was
with
gonna
you,
I was gonna ask if you told them.
I purchased something which I now have in my
Mm.
possession, and there will be a YouTube exclusive review of my NeoPixel Luke Skywalker Return of the Jedi lightsaber, which Brad has as well. We actually bought it from the same company, the same
Fuck yeah,
exact
baby.
lightsaber, um, N sabers. You know, just to be fair, I've heard some sketchy things. I've seen some sketchy things, but they all seem to be older, and a lot of the newer things seem to be a lot more legit. Just to let you know. But N
Yeah.
sabers, man, it got
Yeah.
here before it was expected to for me. Brad, from ordering to from delivery, it was 9 days for Brad, which is crazy.
Yeah.
But I have a NeoPixel Luke Skywalker Return of the Jedi lightsaber. It is amazing. I'm
Glorious.
very excited to make that video about it. Give it a
Gonna
review.
be awesome.
It's really good, guys. It's got a really nice weight to it. It's beautiful fucking quality. It looks so good. It feels so good. It it's really funny. I tried to record a review before, but it went over an hour. So I'm going to redo it, and so much of it was me just rambling about
I
Return
did
of the
not
Jedi.
know that.
No, yeah, it went long. It was me just like there was, I shit you not, there's a 3 or 4 minute period of just silence of me just staring at the lightsaber when I first took it out of the bubble wrap. And I'm not even an exaggeration, 3 or 4 minutes of silence, and the only thing that was said was me just going, "Wow,
That's
wow."
awesome.
I was just like, I was
So
grabbing
good.
it, I was feeling the control box, I was just taking it in.
That's awesome. That's a
But
great,
yeah,
great saber.
I bought it during Revenge of the Sith. I wish I could remember exactly when during the movie, because I can't really remember, because I had it up for a bit. Because we were in the very last row. We were up against
Oh,
a
we were
wall.
talking about it.
And I was like, I had it open, and I remember you lean over, you're like, are you going to do this right now? I was like, I might. Like, I got paid today. Maybe I
I'm like, wait till
should.
the end.
And then
And
I
then
got
like
too impatient, bro.
20 minutes later, you're like, I got it. I'm like, you got it?
So exciting. It's so good. I love it.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Totally amazing. So
Yeah,
good.
until the next saber, right?
Yes. I gotta add some fonts that I have on my computer onto this thing and see how those sound. Cause I have a proper Luke Return of the
Oh,
Jedi,
right.
which the saber doesn't come with. Surprisingly enough,
It should.
it comes with a. You call this training? My
No,
training
it
it
should
is.
have a.
Mine
I'll
didn't
show
come
you
with a
after.
Luke font.
Oh, wait,
I've been through all of them.
I'll show you after.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Maybe it's an hour 50 plus. We should wrap this up, bro. This is how
Yeah.
did this happen?
um, our original idea was to talk about Andor season 2, episodes 1 to 3, but
Yes.
it's also just been like a little while since Ted and I recorded, especially since I missed a week. So I guess it just kind of turned into like general discussion about Star Wars.
Yeah, and that's always fun.
Yeah, it's always a good time.
Yeah. I gotta be honest, I got nothing left to say then, really. I
Yeah,
don't know.
literally. All it is that's the Force wills it, and it willed us to talk a while.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, Ted. Well, you got anything else to say?
Oh, let me think real quick. I just said no, but maybe I do. No, nothing. Absolutely nothing. Nothing that I
All
haven't already
right.
said.
With that not being said, thank you guys for listening, as always, to the Starlight broadcast, yet another Star Wars podcast. Um, it was a good one today. It was fun. It was good. It was long.
Yeah,
um,
but it was really. You're right. It was fun
yeah,
just to shoot
yeah.
the shit.
um, Everybody, enjoy the blue milk. Get yourself a lightsaber. Have a great day in the galaxy, and we will see you guys soon. Transmission out.